What's up, meatballs? Mr. Meathook here, coming to you today with a review of a little indie film by a guy named Rob Sayus is how I believe his name is pronounced. It's C-E-U-S. He's the co-writer / the director. The name of the movie is Zombies from Sector 9. It is a yet-to-be-released Belgian horror film. Budget was about 3,500 euros, which I'm not 100% sure, but I believe is about 4,000 US dollars. If you're wondering what's going on with this, I promise by the end of the video it will make sense. So, as you know, I'm always honest in my reviews. I'm also always fair. I mean, I'm obviously not going to judge an indie film with a $4,000 budget as critically as I'm going to, a huge, high-budget Hollywood horror film. But I'm also going to be honest, and I'm going to give the things that I liked and the things that I didn't like. So, yeah. Essentially, aliens come and destroy a nuclear reactor. And in the fallout zone, which the government redubs Sector 9, the dead start to reanimate, they become zombies. Your typical Romero zombies, they eat people. Those people become zombies. Also, it seems like if you just die, you'll become a zombie, so there's a bit of a Walking Dead vibe going on there. Anyways, the movie more or less follows a guy named Bookwalker, who I cannot help but assume is a tribute to J.R. Bookwalter, the director of The Dead Next Door, which is a fantastic Super 8 horror film from, I think it came out in like 88. Fantastic. If you haven't checked it out, you should check it out. It's a great movie. Anyways, we're following the adventures of Bookwalker, zombie ass kicker extraordinaire, as he is attempting more or less to escape from Sector 9. This is a very ambitious movie. I mean, we got plane crashes, we've got nuclear power plants exploding, got some digital effects, got zombie violence, zombie gore, all that kind of stuff, as well as bands of raiders. The things that I liked. Number one, the gore, for the most part, was top-notch. Especially considering the budget, 3,500 euros. Great special effects and gore. Fantastic. The visual effects were what you would expect, for, like your CGI and stuff, which they did use minimally. It's not like they used a whole shitload of it. They used a minimal amount of CGI. It's what you would expect for the budget. It's not fantastic. It's also not atrocious. It's not like Suburban Sasquatch level bad. But it's certainly no Marvel movie good either. I really liked the Raider costumes. All of them seemed to be walking around with shoulder pieces fashioned from whatever they could find laying around, such as license plates. There was like a guy with a tire with bolts in it. Another guy had just pieces of rounded steel, whatever they could find. Really dug that. Had a very Mad Max Fallout vibe to it, which I'm sure they were going for. Some of the acting was pretty good. Again, I liked how ambitious it was. There was a lot going on, some interesting ideas. And now for the things that I didn't like. At times it didn't seem like it knew what it wanted to be. Like it started off with the grindhouse feel, which I think it's been overplayed. Plus it didn't maintain that the whole time. It maintained that through the fake trailer at the beginning. And I forget what the name of that movie, that fake trailer was for. But there was a fake trailer at the beginning. It maintained it through that. It maintained it through the credits and a minute or so of the opening scene. And then every time there was a scene transition, it would be grindhouse style. But aside from that, it wasn't. It was just a typical film. Some of the acting was pretty bad, but that's not necessarily a con. Again, it's nearly no budget. I don't expect fantastic acting. One other thing I'm going to add to the things that I did like. The alien at the beginning, was just like a rubber puppet, which is fine. I dug the design of it, and it had a very like 80s and 90s shot on video feel to it. You know, like a Polonia Brothers or a Todd Sheets or someone like that kind of feel. Dug that. The editing, in my opinion, I'm not a professional film editor. I just felt like the editing could have been a lot better. It was kind of... They showed the same scenes more than once sometimes. Also, another plus, great locations. There was like entire abandoned buildings that you could tell were legitimately abandoned buildings. So I don't know if there's like a city that was shut down and that's where they filmed or what, but great locations. But back to the cons. Yeah, the editing felt really choppy, like the editor hadn't really done it before, and maybe they haven't. The credits, wasn't a fan of the credits at all. Like the opening credits, I wasn't a fan. Imagine like if a Grindhouse movie and a comic book had a baby and it was credits. That's what the credits look like. It's hard to even describe it. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the credits. Also, the order of the credits was really strange to me, because typically you're going to show your production company, your distribution company, all that kind of stuff. You're going to show the actors, some of your above the line people, and then you're going to finish with your writer and your director. Very first thing it shows after the title of the movie was the director's name, and then the writer, and then it was almost like it played it backwards. But then at the very end of the very end of the opening credits, it showed all that stuff again. It showed like the director and the writer and the editor and all this stuff again. I thought that was really weird, and I didn't really care for that. For the most part, I'm going to say if you are not a fan of low budget independent horror, stay away. You won't like it. If you do, you probably will. I certainly cannot say don't watch the movie. I suggest once it's out that you check it out. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being absolutely great, 1 being avoid it like the plague, I'm going to go ahead and give the movie 3. I enjoyed it. It wasn't awful. It took me a bit to get into it. It was a little like I just felt at first like I was really going to tap out. But once it started really getting going, I got into it. So yeah, I guess the pacing's a little off. Or maybe I just wasn't feeling it when I started watching it. I don't know. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I will probably pick up a copy once it's available. I would definitely watch it again, but I don't think that it's one that I would add to my normal rotation of horror movies. So yeah, I do recommend it. I did enjoy it. So 3 out of 5. Check out Zombies from Sector 9. Oh! The art on the poster is fantastic. I almost forgot to mention that. Absolutely loved it. Anyways, guys, I thank you so much for watching. I want you to be cool, be spoopy, and support independent horror. Deuces.